In this lecture, we're going to add the actual animation when the character is walking. All right. So in order to do that, we need to use the animator controller, the one we created earlier. Now, you may have it already open right here, the animator, but if somehow you don't, that's okay. You can go to the Iron Man folder and you will see the Iron Man animator controller that we created. So double click on it and that will open in here. All right. So as you can see, we already have the idle state, so that's great. But that's not enough. We need to add another state, and this state is the walking one. So let's locate the walking state. Within the Iron Man folder, you will see running, but there's also a walking. And what I want you to do is look at the walking, and here, press play and see what happens. As you can see, it's kind of walking in a robotic way and like a boxer, and that's totally fine. That's definitely something that we want, this type of animation. Okay? Now, feel free to add any other animation. If you've already taken the course on the 3D Pixel character modeling and animation, you already know how to create your own animations here. Okay? If not, that's okay. You don't have to create them yourself. They are already made for you. All right. Having said that, I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to take the Iron Man walking animation, and I will want to add it here. However, if you do that, there's going to be a problem because you want it to be able to loop, because you want the walking to keep going. And in order to do that, we need to create a blend tree to blend from the idle animation into the walk and back to idle. Okay, so we need to be able to have this fine degree of blending. How do we do this? We create a blend tree. Now, how do we do that? Just go in the animator, right click, and we're going to create state from new blend tree. Okay, create state from new blend tree and press click there, and now we have the blend tree. Now let's give it a name. Right here we're going to call this one idle walk. Why idle walk? Because it's a blend tree from idle to walk and so on. All right, and then next thing you want to do is double click on it. Like literally double click on it, and now the blend tree appears. All right, now we need to add what's blending from where to what. So we want to blend from idle to walk. So in the motion list right here, we're going to add the two of them. Click on the plus and click on add motion field. And the first field, click here and select the idle animation. Now the reason why we see the idle animation, because it knows that all these animations that we have here belong to the Iron Man. It automatically knows because they're using the same skeleton. All right, so select the idle animation. All right, so we have our first motion, and add a second one. Click on the plus again, add motion field. And now, as soon as you do this, you see this kind of like a chart that appears that tells you that this is going to move from this to there. And then the second motion that we're going to select is the walking one. So double click on the walking, and now you should see two of them, the idle and the walking. Now, next thing we want to do here at this point is say when we want this to happen. We want this to happen with a parameter here. The name of the parameter is called blend. We don't want it to call it blend, we want to call it speed. Okay? Just like speed, like that. Okay? And rename it here as well. Call this one speed. Now, what does this do? It says that when the speed is 0, it's going to be the idle, and when the speed is 1, right here, it's going to be the walking animation. So it's going to blend from walk to idle and idle to walk by having 0 or 1 as a variable, and anything in between makes it smoothly blend. All right. Now let's play and see what happens here. I'm going to take the animator here and I'm going to put it right here, right next to the project. Okay, so I'm going to actually move it. Select the animator screen and let's move it. But to do so, click on the base layer and move this here. All right. Now, something else we want to do is remove the idle. We don't need it anymore because we have the idle walk. What I want you to do is right click and click on delete. And it said, are you sure? Yes, delete. And now automatically it went back to idle walk. And if it didn't, that's okay. You need to right click and you need to set as layer default state. Now I cannot select the set as layer default state because it's already orange. It's already selected. And if it's not for you, just do it like that. All right. Now what I'm going to do is go to the game and I'm going to press play. what I want to show you is that I'm going to play with the speed here. As you can see, the animation right now is idle walk, and you see this blue line going here? That's because it knows that it's playing the idle animation. Now, if I change the value of my speed here, it will change the animation from idle to walk. So go ahead and modify the value. I'm going to put 1, and check this out. Automatically, it understood that it needed to go to the walk animation. However, something else that I want to tell you is that you can put it back to 0, and look what it does. It goes back to the regular idle animation. So do 0.5 and see that it's like in between. It's like kind of walking but idle at the same time. Okay, so it knows how to do a transition for you. All right. Now, something that I noticed is that the animation is a bit slow. I wanted to make it faster. How do you make an animation faster? Pretty simple. In the blend tree, double click on the idle walk, press, make sure you get out of the play because sometimes your changes are not going to be taken. And in the idle walk here, what I want you to do is double click on the walking right here inside of the blend tree. And here under the walking motion, it has a value of 1. Put a value of, let's say, 3. Now what's going to happen is that the animation is going to play 3 times faster. Let's press play and see it in action. All right, I'm going to put a value of 1 and check this out. As you can see, it's a lot faster. Now look, if I put 10, look what happens. If I put 10 here and here I put 1, look at this. It's going way too fast, right? Well, this guy's in a hurry, right? No, but anyway, put a value of 3 here. Oh, it's up to you at this point, you know. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I think that a value of 3 is good. And play, yeah, that's good enough. That's fast enough without being too fast. Alright, so make sure you have the value of 3 here, and then you have the speed. Now I'm going to put the animator back there. But as you can see right now, everything I did in the animator, by the way, you can go back to the base layer by clicking here, okay? Anything I did in the animator, I changed the speed manually. But I don't want to change the speed manually. I want to change the speed whenever the character is moving, right? And that's what we're going to do in the Iron Man script, right? The script that we created, we're going to move there. Alright, so let's do this in the next lecture.